We start today with breaking news at noon right now as we're getting reports of a deadly single vehicle crash involving a semi-truck. This is along I-65. The semi is engulfed in flames, and this is shutting down all southbound lanes near Southport Road. You can see the semi. There was some smoke there on the NDOT camera as crews now work to put out those flames. Unfortunately, the news has just come into the newsroom now that we have learned that one person has died in this crash. So this is causing a backup, and because there's been a fatality in this situation, the investigation in the area will be lengthy. You certainly are going to want to reroute southbound I-65 on the south side. As we get more information about this scene, we will bring it to you here, not only during this newscast, but also on all 13 News and WTHR apps. And thanks for joining us at News at noon today. I'm Anne Marie in for Karen Campbell, and I'm here with Sean, who's tracking a change in the weather. We have a possibility of snow showers, and that's coming up as we look ahead to what could be a weather impact on Friday.
Yeah, it's not going to be a storm, but it doesn't have to be to cause some problems here. And so we're going to have a burst of snow happening during the morning commute.
Okay.
And temperatures are going to be going below freezing. So that's all it takes sometimes to make for some slow travel conditions, but not today. You're okay today. Let's show you outside. It is cloudy. It is a little on the chilly side here as we've got temperatures flirting with freezing. They're not going to move too much just because of the lack of sunshine for today. 32 in Connorsville, 32 Indianapolis this hour. Occasionally you might have a random flurry or even a random peak of sunshine. But here's this deal. We're at 32 with a wind chill 26. We'll show you what's happening on a wider perspective here. I mentioned a couple of flurries, probably a better chance of that happening over the northern third of the state. This is part of a clipper system. Now, based on the track of this, we really don't get into the main swath of snow that goes from Minneapolis into Wisconsin. It's going to cut through lower Michigan. We'll be close enough to it, however, that we are going to have some snow with it. This is later this evening. We'll actually get into its warm sector, so even well after dark, temperatures are going to stay elevated in the 30s. But watch what happens here, this big burst of blue over us early tomorrow morning. That is the snow burst, and notice the temperatures dropping at the same time. So there will be some slick spots tomorrow morning. There's an outside chance of a few school delays. We'll have the latest on this, and if you have plans to head up to South Bend or not, we have the latest Notre Dame IU forecast coming up.
All right, Sean. Thanks so much. Well, new this noon, we're now getting an insight into what will or won't happen in the Delphi murder sentencing that is now set for tomorrow. So the attorneys for Richard Allen, he's the man convicted of killing the teens, Abby Williams and Libby German, filed a memo with the court. In it, they say they expect to speak very little and present no new evidence since they do plan to file an appeal in the case. The attorneys wrote, quote, Richard Allen maintains his innocence and is hopeful that the appellate process will provide him with an opportunity to present a full defense at a second trial. The memo later indicates that they believe the first trial was biased against their client. Allen's attorneys say they advised him not to cooperate with the officials who are putting together a pre-sentencing memo for the judge. Allen right now, meantime, at the sentencing set for tomorrow, is facing 45 to 130 years in prison. The defense says even if the judge decides to give Allen the minimum, he would be at least 85 years old before he has a chance of release. WTR is going to be there at that sentencing tomorrow. We've got Bob Siegel on the case, Emily Longnecker as well. We're going to bring you all the very latest developments as we did throughout the trial, not only here on Channel 13, but also online at WTHR.com. And coming up at the bottom of the hour, our 13 Investigates reporter Bob Siegel digs into the cost of this case for taxpayers so far. So look for that today as our coverage continues this noon. Also new today at noon, it was just less than 2 hours ago that we learned that a man is now dead after a shooting that happened overnight on the west side in Avon. Information coming in from the Hendricks County Sheriff's deputies telling 13 News now that they got a call about a person shot on Fairmount Court just after 9 o'clock last night. Upon arrival, they found 22-year-old Jarrell Spires. Spires was later pronounced dead. We're told a person of interest now is in custody, held on preliminary charges at this hour. As we bring you more, as we learn more, we'll bring you more on all of our platforms. Also this Thursday afternoon, we're learning more about a new memorial that honors the lives of FedEx workers who were shot and killed back in April of 21. That started when a man opened fire at the FedEx facility near the airport. In the end, 8 people were killed. And now, more than 3 years later, there is a permanent memorial at the site. Logan Gay spoke with loved ones about now having this new place to honor those lives lost.
This is not something FedEx had to do. It's something that FedEx wanted to do.
For the first time since the tragedy at the FedEx ground facility more than 3 years ago, Brad Alexander and his wife Debbie gathered at the place their son Matt lost his life.
It's very special. It's very humbling. Matt always told us that FedEx is one big happy family.
A family that was changed forever after 8 employees, including their son Matt, were shot and killed inside the facility by a gunman. To make sure those 8 employees remain a lasting part of the FedEx family, the company built this monument at the facility off of Miraplex Parkway.
There's going to be a lot of family and friends and co-workers that are going to visit this memorial, and I think it's going to bring them peace and help with their healing.
Debbie says a lot of thinking went into the meaning and purpose of the monument, which features the names of the victims and a flame on top.
The circle means unity, and then the flame, you know, the everlasting love that's still shining from our loved ones. The glass that's in the flame is Fenton glass.
Brad says the purpose of the monument is to honor the victims and their families. Wednesday's unveiling being one he says he wouldn't have missed for the world.
All of these victims have a story. They all have a story, and they have accomplishment, every one of them.
That's why they're now encouraging people to stop by, visit, and reflect.
Just having the bench and being able to look straight at Matt's name and then being able to walk around and pay tribute to the other victims as well. I think I'll spend some time here. I think it'll bring me peace and it'll help with healing.
Something she feels whenever she sees Matt's name.
Who put the baseball there?
We did.
In honor of his love for baseball. They say Matt was quiet and didn't like to be the center of attention, but they believe he would be touched by this gesture.
He would love it.
He would be very humbled
And grateful.
and grateful. And he would appreciate the fact that it's just not memorializing him, but the other victims as well.
Because in a family, no one gets left behind or forgotten.
That's Logan Gay reporting. An update now on a story that 13 News has been following. Today marks State Senator Shelley Yoder's first day as the new Indiana Senate Minority Leader. This follows Greg Taylor, who was removed from the role amid allegations of sexual misconduct. According to the Indianapolis Star, 6 women have come forward accusing Taylor of harassment. He has denied the credibility of the allegations, but says there may have been times he behaved in a manner that his colleagues found uncomfortable.